Hello. Sorry, can you hear us? Is it correct now? No, I was just saying that those in the room, if they have correctly registered, they will receive the presentation, and also those of you who are connected, if you register to this session, you will receive it too. Okay, so don't worry about that.
Okay, so let's begin the presentation of the master's degree in telecommunications, the master MET and master MAT. The master MET is the master in telecommunications engineering, and the master MAT is the master's degree in advanced telecommunications technologies. Okay. So my name is Marcos Postigo. I'm the head of studies of both masters, Master MET and Master MAT. And all obviously, if you have any questions after this session or at any time, you can ask me and I will try to solve your questions. Let's begin talking about what are the telecommunications, what are the type of knowledge that you are going to find in both masters. You are going to find subjects in these masters about communications, subjects about electronics, subjects about networks, and also about multimedia. Okay, so in both masters, you will find knowledge about communication technologies. Okay, here you have some of them. Also, you will have knowledge about electronics technologies, also about networks technologies. Okay, so many of them. And finally, you will also have knowledge and subjects about multimedia. Now let's talk about the main differences between both masters, Master MET and Master MAT. The first question is about the telecommunications engineering profession. Okay, there is a difference between both masters. In the case of the Master MET, is a master that qualifies for the practice of the profession of telecommunications engineering in Spain. And this is, for example, required for accessing to any public position for a telecommunications engineering. Okay, and the Master MAT, no. Okay, in the Master MAT, you are not going to be qualified for this profession. Okay, so if you want to be qualified for the profession of telecommunications engineering, you need to follow the Master MET. Also, we can see differences in both masters about the credit structure. The Master MET is a master of 120 ECTS, that means 2 years, and the Master MAT is a master of only 1 year. Okay, so this will imply basically that in Master MET you are going to be able to do more things than in Master MAT. Later, I will talk about about both of the masters, okay? And we will see what you are going to find inside of them. We can compare also both masters in terms of the minimum academic progress that is required for them. In this case, this is a common rule for every master in UPC, and you should take and pass at least 15 ECTS in your first academic year. And we can also see which are the academic pathways that you can follow in both masters. Basically, follow the same type of pathways. Okay, these are the options that you will have in the master, but in the Master MET, as you can see here in the picture, okay, you have more opportunities of doing, especially this part of internationalization or the professional practice of the orientation to research of the master. Okay, later I will talk to you about these differences. Let's see the differences first in terms of the track that you will follow in the master. To do with the elective subjects that you are going to follow in the master. And basically, both masters, you are going to find the same subjects. Okay, so both masters are going to share basically the same subjects. There are some exceptions, especially in the master math. The tracks that are related to electronics, okay? That in this case, these tracks has subjects that comes from the master in electronics engineering, okay? And also the master math is a master that is also given in Castelldefels, okay? And you will find the tracks in Castelldefels with subjects with the masters in Castelldefels, okay? So these are the main differences between master math and master math. But the rest of the subjects basically are the same in both masters, the elective subjects. In the master math, you can follow an intensification. An intensification means from the elective part of the master, you are going to take 15 ECTS of subjects from one of the intensifications that we offer in the masters. We offer the intensification in networks, in electronics, and in multimedia. And basically, you choose from a pool of 9 subjects, 3, and if you pass these subjects, you follow this intensification. And also, you have the option of following the specialization. Sorry. The specialization means that have to pass 30 ECTS in one specialization. In this case, we have Master Met 6 specialization. And a specialization on wireless communications, on fiber optic communications, on antennas, microwaves, and photonics for communications and Earth observations, and multimedia, electronics, and networks and internet technologies. And in this case, what is required is to follow those 30 CTS. And in these 30 CTS, there are 4 subjects that are compulsory for the specialization. And then you have to choose 2 more subjects from a pool of elective subjects in the specialization. Okay, the specialization is included in the master degree. So when you have your master degree at the end of the when you graduate in the master, you will have the specialization in your master's degree. Okay, in this case, in the master math, we don't have these and specializations, and you can follow a track. First, you have the option of no following any tracks, just simply choosing the elective subjects that you want, or one of the tracks that we offer. And basically, we offer vertical tracks. That means specialize it in one area in Barcelona, and in Castelldefels, you can choose that are transversal and basically are things about communication and networks. Okay. The vertical tracks in Barcelona very similar to the specializations. The only electronics part that we offer in this case 3 tracks about electronics that are subjects from the master in and in Castelldefels, they offer these 2 transversal tracks, the 5G networks and the Internet of Things. Okay. Let's see now the differences in terms of the internationalizations that you can follow in both masters. In the case of the master, in both cases, of following a mobility program to go in university to do elective courses or the master thesis. In the case of master math, you have both options. And in the case of master math, in the case of the master math, you have only the option of doing the master thesis, and is required to do the master thesis. If you want to do this master thesis on mobility, you have to do it after finishing of all of the subjects of the master. Okay, so you will need a 3rd semester for doing your master thesis on mobility. Okay. Also, you have the option of doing double degrees. And in this case, this option is only possible with the Master Med. Okay? The Master Med offers the option of doing a double degree with a foreign university where you, in the second year, go to this university to follow the courses that are in the agreement. And finally, you get both degrees, okay? The degree in Med and the degree in the foreign university. This is not possible in the Master Mat, okay? Master Mat does not give you this option. If you want more information about this, you can contact to the Vice Dean in charge of the mobility, that is Israel Martin. Okay, you have also here a link. You will have this link in the slides where you have also more information that is in the website. Regarding the professional practice in companies or laboratories, in both masters, you have the option of doing these internships. These internships are paid at least 11 euros per hour. And in the case of the Master Med, you have the option of doing curricular internships. This means that you can recognize 15 credits of the master by doing these curricular internships. And also you can do your master thesis in an internship. Okay, so this means that you can follow up to 45 ECTS, 1.5 semesters in a company doing an internship. Okay, and these credits will be recognized in the master. Also, you have the option of doing extracurricular internships. That means that they don't have credit recognition, but you are going to be paid for your work. Okay. In the case of the master mat, you have only the option of doing the master thesis in a company, in an internship, and that means that you can follow up to 12 ECTS only in this master in curricular internships, and also you can follow extracurricular internships. If you want more information about this, you have to contact the Vice Dean in charge. That will be in the next slide. And also you have in Master Med the option of recognizing your professional experience. If you have previous professional experience in vale, continúo. We also can compare both masters in terms of the activities, the research-oriented activities that you can follow in the master. Okay, the Master Med and the Master Mat has the option of following introduction to research subjects. These subjects basically are research activities that you can follow in a UPC research group or a research institute or a company, and basically it's an introduction to the research. Okay. The differences between both masters is the following. In Master Med, you can take 5, 10, or 15 ECTS of this introduction to research activities. Basically, why 5, 10, and 15? Because depends on the length of the project that you are involved. So depending on the length of this project, you will enroll 5, 10, or 15 credits. In all the master, the maximum of credits of this introduction to research are 15 ECTS. And if you enroll these 15 ECTS, this is not compatible with the curricular internships and the professional recognition. Okay. But you have this option of following this up to 15 credits in this introduction to research activities. Also, you can follow your master thesis as a research activity. Okay, so in the master you have the option of doing this 45 ECTS with projects that are going to be in a research group in UPC or a company or a research institute. In Master Math, you have only the option of following 5 ECTS of Introduction to Research, and also you have the option of following, of doing the master thesis in a research activity, okay, as a research activity. Well, those are the main differences between both masters. Now let's talk about the admission. The admission, you know that currently is open, the admission for the next semester. And we are offering in this semester 20 places and 17 places for the Master Math, okay? Basically are more or less always 20 and 20 for each master in this semester. In the following, in this current semester, in the semester of the fall, the offer of places are higher, okay? Because we offer 60 places in Master Med and 40 places in Master Math, okay? But for the spring semester, this offer is lower. Their general requirements for accessing to this master degree are as the same that for the rest of the master degrees. You need an official Spanish university degree, or you can have a degree from a European university or from a foreign university in general, but in those cases, you should provide a certificate telling that this degree provides you access to a master degree or a postgraduate study. Also, we have specific requirements for the Master Med, since it's a master that qualifies for the profession of telecommunications engineer. You basically has to be a technical telecommunications engineering, okay? So you are required to have 60 ECTS in your bachelor's degree about common knowledge to this technical telecommunications engineering. This is a technical telecommunications engineering is for those of you that come from this school are the degrees Grades and Grelec, okay? And also in those degrees, you have to follow 48 ECTS of a specific knowledge on telecommunication systems, network engineering, electronic systems, or image and sound, okay? So if you come from a degree that qualifies you as a technical telecommunications engineering, you have direct access to the Master Med. In the Master Math is the same. You have also this direct access from this bachelor's degree, but in general, you can also come from other degrees. And if you come from other degrees, your admission may be conditioned to your access profile, and maybe we can tell you that you can only follow some particular tracks, okay, or some particular subjects in the master. Okay, but in general, if you come from a bachelor's degree that qualifies you as a technical telecommunications engineering, you can access directly and follow any tracks in the master. Also, there is a specific requirement that is both masters are in English. Okay, so you have to certificate your level of English, a level of B2. And there are some exceptions. For UPC bachelor's students, it's not necessary to have your degree in the moment of being admitted. Only if your final project is pending, and you must to have been enrolled in this final project in the semester before applying for the master program. Okay, so if you plan to enter to the master in the next semester, you have to be enrolled in the TFG now, okay? And if you don't have presented this final project in the moment of the admission, this is not a problem. You can be admitted. You can be enrolled in the master, and that's it. Okay, this is the exceptions. Okay, so it's not necessary to have this final project if you are enrolled in the previous semester and you are a UPC bachelor student. Okay, There is also another exception, that is that if you have completed all the bachelor degree, but still need to meet the third language requirement, okay, in this case, this is not a problem, and you can enroll in the master also. Also, when you are admitted in the master, you will have a qualification that takes into account your academic transcript, the competences of the correspondence competence, the correspondence of the competences of your bachelor's degree to the competences of the master, sorry, and your curriculum vitae. This qualification all basically is used to rank you and to provide you the order of enrollment. And in those cases where there are more people than places, okay, we can rank you to know who is going to enroll first, okay, and who is going to be in the waiting queue. Now let's talk very quickly about each one of the of those masters. Okay, let's begin with the Master Med. In the Master Med, you are going to be qualified as a telecommunications engineering, and that means that in the master you are going to follow some knowledge about telecommunication technologies, and also in the compulsory part of the master, some knowledge about the technological management of telecommunication projects. Okay, these are the requirements for this qualification. This master in particular also gives you the option of specialize in one knowledge area with these intensifications and the specializations, or also you can become a more multidisciplinary engineer, taking, for example, an intensification, and then the rest of the elective credits you can take it from another knowledge areas. Okay, so that gives you a more transversal view of the master. And this is the master that is going to qualify you as a telecommunications engineer. The structure is those 120 CTS, and here you have to take into account that there is also this bridge that you see here, okay, that can be from 0 to 30 CTS. What means this? This means that depending on your academic profile, you maybe need to follow a bridge, okay? What is the bridge? The bridge is simply some subjects that are going to give you the rest of the knowledge that you need for being qualified as a telecommunications engineer. And you in the bridge you can have subjects like this 4 on communications, or this one on electronics, or this one on networks. Okay, so depending on your access profile, you maybe need to follow some of these courses. Okay, and this can go from 0 to 30 ECTS. For example, let's see the example of the bachelor's degree in telecommunications in this school. If you come from the major in sistemas de telecomunicación, you don't need to follow any bridge, okay? But if you come from the majors in sistemas telematics or sistemas audiovisuals, you need to follow a bridge of 3 subjects that are the C, AAM, and TSF. Why you need to follow this? Because these subjects are going to give you the competencies that a telecommunications engineer has to have on these digital communications, antennas and microwaves and telecommunication systems, okay? And why these majors are not the telecommunication system major? Because in the telecommunication system major, these competencies are in the elective subjects in the major that they follow in the bachelor degree. Okay, so basically you have here this correspondence between the bridge subject and the subject that corresponds in the bachelor's degree to the knowledge that you are going to have in the bridge subject. Okay, so for example, you can, if you follow as an elective subject in the bachelor degree CDA, you won't need to follow in the master the bridge BC, for example. Okay, The rest of correspondence, as you will see, implies to take two subjects. In fact, they are 12 credits, okay, for only 5 credits of a bridge subject. So in general, these two options are not used by anyone, okay? But there are some students that follow CDA instead of DC, okay? And in this case, they don't have to follow this bridge subject. It's interesting to do this or not, okay? In general, we only recommend this for if you want to do a double degree with the heck of Paris. I will talk to you later about this. And in the rest of the cases, in general, is not necessary to do it, okay? But you have the option. So in fact, the sistemas of the major in sistemas of telecomunicación takes this knowledge in the bachelor degrees, and the other two majors take this knowledge in the bridge in the master. Okay, and that means that this major, Sistemas of Telecomunicación, has the 45 ECTS as elective credits, okay? And in the case of the other two majors, they only have 30 ECTS, okay? But that does not means anything, because you can do the same things in all three majors. Also, this happens for the GRILEC. The GRILEC also has to do these 3 bridge courses. The core, the compulsory part of the master, the 45 credits, are those 9 subjects. Those 9 subjects are related to communications, are related, 2 of them to electronics, 2 of them to networks, and finally 2 that are related with the management of protocols. Sorry, the management of the technical management of the telecommunications projects. So we have a part about telecommunication technologies and a part of technological management of these telecommunication projects. The academic pathways, I have told you about them. Basically, you can follow an intensification. That means that you use these 3 subjects as elective credits, okay? You have this option. And you have the option of following a specialization. That means that these 30 credits of elective credits will be this part of the specialization, okay? You can follow a double degree, and for following, in general, for doing mobility, you will need to follow an intensification and not an specialization. And you have to do all of these credits in UPC, and then you go to do the rest of the double degree to the foreign university, okay? If you have to do a bridge, okay, this means that when you go to the foreign university, you will need to recognize some credits in the host university, okay? So for example, if you are going to those universities, you will need to see which are the subjects of the intensification that you want to follow can be recognized in this host university, okay? And you will take these credits in this host university and will be recognized here for the credits of the intensification, okay? So there's no problem for going and doing this double degree if you plan to go to these ones, okay? If you want to go to the HEC of Paris, in this case, what you are going to do if you have the bridge in the HEC of Paris is those subjects about management, because the HEC of Paris is basically a school of management. So you will have the correspondence of these 2 subjects in this university. This means that if you have to do 3 subjects of bridge, you will need to do in one of the semesters 35 credits, okay? This is possible to do it. There's no problem for this, but you will be more busy in this semester. If you don't want to do these 35 ECTS and go in this double degree to the HEC of Paris, what is recommended in this case is doing this CDA in the bachelor degree, and and you are not going to do the DC as the bridge. Okay. You also yes, and basically is this the difference? Also, you can go on mobility programs, and in this case, in the mobility programs are in one semester or in 1 year. Okay, so you go outside for 1 semester or for 1 year, depending on the mobility program. And if you go for 1 year, you cannot take subjects. Sorry, if you go for 1 year and you need to do some intensification subjects, you will need to recognize these intensification subjects in the host university. And if you go for a semester mobility, you will not be allowed to go if you have these intensification subjects. Okay, so for example, in this case, you can do an annual mobility with these intensifications in the host university, but you cannot do a semester mobility for doing this semester. Okay, you can go for doing the master thesis, but not only one semester for doing these intensifications. Okay, if you want more information about this, Israel Martin can give you all the information. Regarding the professional practice, you have to take into account that you can follow those credits as curricular internship, these 15 credits, and the master thesis. And also you have to take into account that there are some requirements that also you will have information sessions about these practices. And basically you have a maximum of hours for each academic year, or depending on if you are doing the master thesis or not, okay? And you have a maximum of hours during all the duration of the master for doing extracurricular and curricular internships, okay? For example, also, if you have a bridge less than 15 credits, there is no problem on doing these 15 credits and the master thesis in a curricular internship. But if you have a bridge higher than 15 credits, you will not have the option of doing these curricular internships, okay, because you will have expend those credits in the bridge. Well, also the elective credits, the rest of the elective credits can be expend with elective subjects, with seminars, with a special subject that I will talk to you in a moment, and the introduction to research and the professional recognition of your professional experience and internships in companies or laboratories. Okay, these three options are, you can only take one of them, okay? And the elective subjects, you can take any subjects regarding any other intensifications or specializations. You have here, for example, the communication subjects, the network subjects, the electronic subjects, the multimedia subjects, and some transversal subjects also. So you can choose any subject to expend those elective credits. And also you have the option of taking subjects from other masters up to 15 credits. Also, you can take seminars. Seminars are of 2.5 ECTS or 3, and they are intensive courses that are at the end of the semester after the exams. In 1 week, you follow the seminar. Or also we have some seminars that are during the semester. Okay, they are also 2.5 or 3 ECTS. And we have also a special subject, okay, that is the Interdisciplinary Innovation Project, the I2P, that basically, this is a subject between different universities, and you will find multidisciplinary teams that solve innovation challenges from the CERN or other research institutes, with intensive sessions and teamwork and design thinking about the resolution of a particular design. And the course includes the travel to the CERN and concludes with a final presentation of all the work. Okay, so it's a multidisciplinary work That is also very interesting. If you want more information about this, you can contact to Ramon Bragos. That is the, the professor in charge of this subject. And here you have a the MET in a nutshell. Okay, the MET is a master of 120 credits, 2 years. You can follow intensifications and specializations. It's a master that qualifies you for the practice of the telecommunications engineering profession. You have the option of internationalization, and this means that you can go to do elective subjects or your master thesis in a foreign university, or also a double degree with an international university. You have also the possibility of doing professional formation for doing curricular elective internships to do 15 ECTS of the master or your master thesis, and also extracurricular internships, or you can also recognize your professional experience, and you can follow also research-oriented activities such as the introduction to research, up to 15 credits, and your master thesis. And now to finish, I'm going to talk you very quick about the master math. The master math is a master of 1 year, and basically you have a compulsory part of only 15 credits and 33 elective credits and a master thesis of only 12 credits. In this case, the compulsory part of the master are 3 subjects that are related to the innovative technologies and entrepreneurship. So these subjects about machine learning from data, software architecture, and entrepreneurship for world challenges. And those subjects are given in Barcelona in both semesters, and in Castelldefels. We don't know the next year, but at least this year they have offer the subjects MLearn and software architecture in the fall term only, okay? And in a group 90 to differentiate this group of Castelldefels from the groups of Barcelona. The academic pathways that you can follow are the ones that I have presented yet. And basically the tracks that you can follow no track. You have this option of following no track. And if you follow a track, the tracks have a particular structure. It's simply a way of ordering the different subjects of the different tracks. These subjects are all of them elective. And they are classified as recommended, elective, and leveling subjects. The recommended are the sorry. In Barcelona, the vertical tracks has this structure. You have to follow six subjects, okay, and also a seminar of 3 credits to expend all of these elective credits, okay. And in Castelldefels, the transversal tracks have this structure. You will find 3 subjects of 5 credits, and also 6 subjects of 3 credits in the track, okay? And also the leveling tracks are leveling tracks from bachelor's courses, okay? So they increase the number of credits of the master, and that implies a third semester also. The elective credits in this case can be expended in general with any elective subject in the master, and with the seminars, and with the special subject I2P. The seminars in this case, have to be seminars of 3 credits. And also you can follow the introduction to research, but only 5 credits. So in a nutshell, the math master is a master of only 1 year, 60 credits. You can follow those vertical tracks in Barcelona and the transversal tracks in Castelldefels. Does not qualifies for the profession of telecommunications engineer. If you want to do something about internationalization, you only can do the master thesis in a 3rd semester. In professional formation, you can only do extracurricular internships. And regarding the research-oriented activities, you can follow only 5 credits of introduction to research, and also you can do the master thesis. Other information about the masters, you can find this other information in the websites. Okay, you have here in the slides 2 links to the 2 websites of the MasterMed and 2 links to the 2 websites of the MasterMath, where you will find all the information about the masters. Okay, so ¿respondo a las preguntas o? Ah. So if you have any questions about those masters, and then Sonia will talk to you about the pre-enrollment process, that you have to take if you want to apply for the admission in the master. Any questions?
We'll ask you to speak here, so the connected ones will.
In English or in Spanish? Okay. Well, what do you think is the main advantage of doing the the math? Because it te habilita. I don't know how to say in English, but like what's the main advantage of it?
The first thing is that it's a master that is common for every university in Spain. Okay, so you can have a master on telecommunications engineering here and in any university in Spain. Okay, and just with the name, you know that is the qualifying master about telecommunications engineering. Okay, so it's a known master for everyone. Okay, so in your curriculum, if someone sees that you have this master, knows what you have done in this master. Okay, in the master math is one master about telecommunications. Okay, if you don't tell what you have done in this master, the person that is reading your curriculum does not know exactly what you have done in the master. In fact, in the master math, you can do many different tracks, so it can be completely different from one student to another student. Okay, and in the master math, at least you know that you have those competencies about the telecommunications engineering, and also has, in this case, this master, the option of doing more specialization in one area. And finally, the main difference also is in terms of if you want to internationalize. Okay, you have more options in the master math, and also you want to if you want to go to do internships, you have more options, and also if you want to do research-oriented activities, you have more time also to be doing these activities with a research group in the UPC or in a company or a research institute.
Sorry, Marcos, there is someone connected that needs to leave. So it's Carla. If you can see, please, because I lose connection, so I don't have the earlier chat. Carla asked about some engineering profile. I think it's industrial. What if I come from an industrial?
Yeah, if you come from the industrial engineering degree, the main problem is that you cannot access directly to the master, so you need to follow some bachelor courses. And the problem is that there is a maximum of credits that we can ask you to follow of these bachelor courses. And usually, if your profile is very different to the technical telecommunications engineer, usually we don't have enough credits to give you this knowledge, this minimum knowledge to access to the master. So usually you will be not admitted in the master. Okay, if you have followed some elective subjects or your professional experience is related with the telecommunications, and you can certify this experience, we we can see if with the credits that we can ask you to follow in the bachelor degree, you can be admitted or not. Okay, but usually, at least, the usual is that for other cases of from the industrial engineering degree, usually they are not admitted. Okay, but depending on the profile, maybe there is an option. Okay, so I cannot tell you any more about this.
Marcos, I think we should first present my presentation,
Mhm.
and then we have to stop, recording. So I think it's better that I present now, and then stop recording, and then we follow with.
Okay, so let's continue with the presentation about the enrollment process.
Okay, so can you hear? Yes, I think so. Okay, so I will briefly present all the administrative, steps in order to successfully pre-enroll to the master degree. Is, sorry. Okay, so both presentations will be sent to you, so don't worry about that. And as you, yes. Just a moment. Well, as you can see, there are two entries. I will explain you now. Either you can start now in February or you can start in September. So I will explain about both deadlines, and the procedure is very, very similar. So don't worry about that. Okay, now it seems it's ready. Okay, thank you, Marcos. Okay, so as I tell you, there are two, you can either start in a spring semester, so to start in February 2025, which is already open, and it will finish until December 9, so it's open, the pre-enrollment side. And if so, if you are interested, then it will be published by mid-January, or the admission resolution, and the enrollment will be the first week of February, which the academic year starts usually by mid-February. Okay, so in order to continue. Okay, so if you prefer to, or you haven't finished your bachelor degree, so you need to start in September, then you have to wait until March 3rd, okay? Because Masters in Photonics, yes, it will be open on January, but all the other master's degrees, since we have admission in February, we need to wait until March, okay? So once there, you have to fulfill all the requirements. I will explain you now. And if admitted, the admission resolution will be published by the end of July, and then you will enroll the first week of September. Okay? So which are the steps? It's very easy, as you can see. Well, those of you who are already from the UPC, usually you just go to the e-secretaria, as you usually use this website. But no, in this case, you need to start in another site, okay, which is the like a door of entry of all the students for master's degree. So you need to go to this pre-enrollment site, and there, of course, give us your details. Since you are already students of the UPC, most of them we already have your details. So what is very important is, yeah, you specify and you choose a little click there, because usually you don't do so and you cannot continue. You need to choose from a drop down menu the bachelor degree you have earned, okay? And then say, this is my bachelor degree. Once you continue with this information, oh, okay. Okay, just a moment. It seems that there are some problems here. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I don't know if you want, this presentation will be sent, so you have already information there, but mainly I was explaining that you need to go to this UPC admission site, give your details, and then specify from a drop-down menu your bachelor degree. Once there, okay, you will need to upload some documents. Of course, it depends where you have earned your bachelor degree. If you have already earned it in the UPC, we have all your academic details, so you don't have to upload anything, just the curriculum vitae and also the English certificate, because both master's degree are taught in English. So at least you need a B2 certificate of English, okay? If you come from another university of Spain, then you need also to send us the transcript of records and the bachelor diploma. About the bachelor diploma, of course, most of you are finishing before entering or requesting the master degree, are still finishing your bachelor degree, so you don't have your diploma, obviously. But then we need you to upload the most updated transcript of record. Not the official one, but the ones that show which optional subjects you have been taking during the last semester of your bachelor degree. This is very important because then the admission committee knows better your interest and which optional subjects and your curriculum. So this is important, okay? And then if you come from abroad, we need also your passport, the English certificate, curriculum vitae, and of course, the legalized and translated bachelor diploma and transcript of records. And these have to be officially translated. And also, it's very useful to have the equivalences of the rating system of your university and also a subject description of the syllabus of your bachelor degree, a link or whatever means of information you may have to offer the admission committee, which are the contents of each subject. So they can assign you a better tutor and they maybe recommend you some enrollment subjects, compulsory enrollment. So this is very important, okay? And also you will have to fill in kind of a test or whatever, so they can find or clarify the knowledge of some of the subjects. So this is important for you to fulfill, okay? And all those documents, if you need your university to provide them, should be documents with digital signature or they should have a QR code or some ways to verify its authenticity. Otherwise, you will have to come in person to prove with the original documents that you have these documents correctly legalized and translated. Okay? So imagine you have uploaded all the correct documents. So what we will do then is you will have to select the master degree you want to apply for. And if it is the case and you want to apply two of them because you are not sure or whatever, you should know that each master degree you ask for admission, it's 30 euros, the fee of the pre-enrollment fee, okay? So once you have already specified which is the master degree you ask admission for, then you will have the possibility to check the status of your application, okay, all the time. During this procedure, we can assist you either with these information sessions, through telephone, through email, and also if you come in person, of course. And then during the enrollment, you will have also some chat available if you have any questions, okay? So the other thing you need to know is that if hopefully you will be admitted, you will receive an email from the application site saying that you've been admitted and you have to actively accept this place. Once you have done this, we will give you now, yes, access to e-Secretaria. And if you already are students of the UPC, you will see that a new file for the master is added to the profile of the e-Secretaria. And once there, you will have to pay the 300 euros, a payment of the enroll fees. This means that when you enroll in September or in February, these 300 euros will be deducted. Okay, so it's nothing, it's not something, it's not a surcharge, but it's a guarantee that you are going to enroll to this master degree. And this is mandatory for those of you coming from abroad that need an admission letter. So I strongly recommend you, if you need to do these procedures, to do it the soonest, the best. Because the thing is, all these steps are mandatory if you want an admission letter. So either you do it with time and we make sure that everything is correct, or then you will have problems. Okay, so please don't let it for the deadline. The other thing I wanted to make an observation is for those of you that have becas del Ministerio de Educación. Usually you may not know already if you are admitted or not to the master degree. Now I'm talking for September entry, or because the deadlines to apply usually finish earlier than when you will receive the admission confirmation. So it's very important to ask for the becas del Ministerio for a master degree. Both master degree are official ones. So once admitted, you will have the possibility to have this to continue with your beca del Ministerio de Educación. And if you come from abroad, you should know that there are no grants available for you. So you should come granted from your own country. And besides giving us our contact details, either from master site, which is this master account and telephone, Secretaría, Mobility, and also for internships. And now I give back the ground to Marcos so we can answer any of the questions. Either Alejandro, he is also working with us in the admission procedures and he's in the chat, so he will be also answering, either Marcos or I. So now we are going to finishing the recording and you can feel free to ask anything to us. Thank you for your attention.